Thank you, Moses. Hello, Brockton. Hello. You guys are fun. I'm glad this is my last event of the day, hanging out with you. And I'm going to do one better over what Moses said. You can have a governor who's nice and doing a bad job. You can have a governor who's nice and will do a good job. It's that simple. Right, maybe that's what the bumper sticker should be.
That's right.
Anyway, I know a lot of you have decided to invest a little part of your day today to come to this on very short notice. And I want to thank you for doing it. You're here because we need your help. There are 9 days left in this election. As Moses said, this election matters. It matters. I want to tell you a little bit about myself because I'm not sure I've had the chance to get in front of all of you before, and why I'm running, and then I'm hoping to have a little bit of a discussion, answer any questions, hear from you about what's important to you here in Brockton. But at the end of this, I'm going to come back to, I need your help. So a little bit about me. I am in this race to help you, and to help all the working families across this state who are being left behind by this government. That's why I'm doing it. It's that simple. And I believe in our potential to do so. No one taught me more about our potential for progress than my parents. And I know some of you know this story, but because I know there's some immigrants in the room, I want to share it. My mom's from Cleveland, went away on a foreign exchange program to Spain during college and came back 9 months later, married to my 19-year-old Spanish father and pregnant with me. I love telling that story to parents who have kids going on foreign exchange programs. It really freaks them out. But they were these people who just believed in themselves and worked hard. You know, my dad didn't speak English, had never been to college. His first job was laying bricks in a city sewer system, ended up becoming a successful small businessman and a proud American citizen. My mom was a public school teacher and was a member of the teachers union. They raised 3 sons. You know, they did it. They believed in themselves. They worked hard. My dad, as an immigrant, understood the amazing opportunities this country presented to him to reach his full potential, and he seized them with hard work and belief in himself. So I grew up with these values, learning these values, which aren't unique to me. They're our values, right? American values. It's who we are. We have always believed in the little guy. We've always fought for the little guy. We've always understood that we can take on any challenge and overcome it if we put our mind to it and work for it. But we're not seeing these values in our elected leaders today. Certainly not in Washington. Right? With a president who's taking us backwards every single day. Yeah, boo. Boo is right.
Don't boo, vote.
But we're not seeing it here either. And I know, look, I get it. There are plenty of people who say, you know what, I'm fine with Charlie Baker. He seems nice. I'm really glad he isn't one of these crazy Republicans. Aren't we so lucky?
No.
With Donald Trump setting the bar so low, nice and not crazy, actually seems pretty good. But it's not good enough. Not for us. Not for Massachusetts. And now is not the time for us to be lowering our expectations. It's time to raise them. The only place we're going to make progress on the challenges holding regular people back right now, some of the challenges that Moses mentioned, is at the state level. Which is why we need leadership at the state level. It's not good enough to just accept the world the way it exists and try to manage it better and do a bad job at that. We need a governor who's going to see the way the world should be and take us to that place. And that's why I'm running. And when you're out talking to people and talking to your friends and neighbors and your churchgoers and family members and everybody else you talk to, please tell them that there's a choice in this election. We don't have to settle. But there's someone running who will aim high to take on the big challenges holding working families back, who will stand up for every single person in this state, and who will make Massachusetts a leader again. We'll do it. One of the many ways we're going to aim high is we're going to raise $3 billion each year to invest in fixing our schools and our transportation system. And we're going to do it by asking the wealthy to pay their fair share. I saw this great document. This isn't just around the state where we've got these issues. Yeah, it's right here in Brockton, where your schools have been underfunded, where I've been learning about the impacts on class sizes, on music programs that get cut from the middle school, on teachers, once again, who've been laid off. It's not okay. It's not just kids in Wellesley who should be getting a great education. It's kids in every single corner of this state, including Brockton. So we're doing this. We're going to raise taxes on the wealthy, if I'm governor, so that we can raise the money we need to give every child and family access to high-quality, affordable child care and preschool, to make every single one of our public schools great for every child, to make our public universities and community colleges affordable and debt-free. And yes, why don't we finish what we started in the Patrick administration and get Baker's parking lot developed with a Massasoit campus? You know, Baker is all about, well, this is all we have. Same old Republican playbook, no more money. So what's the best we can do? Well, not good enough. And that's why I'm being honest about the fact we need to raise more revenue. Here's what else we're going to do. We're going to aim high for more affordable housing, not just in Brockton and in Boston and in Cambridge and in like a handful of places across the state, but all over this state. We have a collective responsibility. This is a huge crisis, and we're going to tackle it. We're going to be more aggressive in fighting the opioid crisis, which is ruining people's lives in Brockton and in many other parts of this state. We're going to be a leader in taking on climate change. We're going to deliver a single-payer healthcare system that is simpler, cheaper, and does a better job keeping people healthy. This is a former health insurance CEO telling you we need to get rid of health insurance companies, and when I'm governor, we will.
Yeah.
We're going to aim high to root out corruption at the state police and strengthen oversight of the gas companies to keep people safe. And most important, we're going to aim high when it comes to how we treat people. Governor Baker's been terrible about standing up against hate and discrimination at a time when we desperately need public leaders standing up against hate and discrimination.
Absolutely.
There's a long list of examples. But most recently, and the thing that's really bothered me most recently, is the fact that he's supporting Jeff Deal to replace Elizabeth Warren as our United States Senator. Jeff Deal, the co-chair of Donald Trump's campaign in Massachusetts. A guy who would literally go and be a rubber stamp for Trump's agenda, his hateful agenda. It's not okay. And Governor Baker can't have it both ways. He can't have it both ways, and we're not going to let him. Did you see the last debate?
Yeah.
Where I asked him what I thought was a pretty simple question. Are you going to vote for the guy who you're asking everyone else to vote for? And after lots of hemming and hawing, he decided he didn't know. And then right after the debate, his political handlers get a hold of him. All of a sudden, he's changed his mind. And yes, he's going to be voting for Jeff Deal. It was a simple question. But here's what it showed and why it's important and why everyone you talk to needs to know about this. Because he has decided that his loyalty is to the Republican Party no matter what the consequence. No matter that it would result in Jeff Deal going to be a rubber stamp for Donald Trump's agenda. No matter that it would result in sending someone who would do everything in his power to undercut a woman's right to choose, and LGBTQ rights, and common sense gun laws, and all kinds of things that we as Democrats care about, and that result in a stronger community, and are about our values. So, I think we need a governor who's going to stand up for every single person in this state. Not just some of the time, but all of the time. Not reluctantly, but wholeheartedly. And I will be that governor. I will be that governor. I will see you and hear you and respect you, no matter who you are. And I will operate from the head, but I'm going to lead from the heart. This job, being governor, It's not managing a business. It's not managing. It's about people. It's about people and making a difference in people's lives and providing the leadership to make sure we're taking on the challenges that are holding people back. Government is the one institution that represents all of us. That's why I love it. That's why I love it. That's why I want to be governor. Because I want to make a difference in people's lives. Now, I know you're all hearing all the stuff. Incumbent governor, millions of dollars of dark money, all the wealthy special interests, corporate establishment on his side, all the pundits who said this race can't be won. Don't listen to any of that. You know better than that. We've seen in races across this country, we saw in races right here in Massachusetts just a few weeks ago, Ayanna Pressley, other insurgent candidates, that money and incumbency and special interests and pundits and polls don't decide elections. We do. We decide through the one-on-one conversations, knocking on doors, making calls. You all know this. I know you are the people who do this and decide elections. So I need your help having those conversations, making sure that people understand the choice in this election between a status quo governor who doesn't care about anyone other than his wealthy, privileged friends, and someone who's going to fight every single day with a sense of urgency to make a difference in regular people's lives. That's the choice. It's that simple. But I need your help communicating it, and I'm confident with your help, everything I hear about you and what you've done in Brockton to get out the vote for Democratic candidates in the past, we're going to win this. We will win this. And when we do, we will aim high again. We will make Massachusetts a leader again, and we will make a meaningful difference for all the working families who are being left behind. Thank you.